Hi friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be recording a very highly requested video that you guys have wanted for a while, but I have procrastinated it long enough. I'm going to be explaining my experience with Arts International and my trip to Los Angeles in December. So enjoy! Okay, so let's start from the beginning. It all started with just a simple ad on Facebook that I saw, and obviously there's tons and tons of ads on Facebook, and a lot of the times I just scroll right past, but the inner child in me that has always wanted to become a rock star saw this ad on Facebook from a company called Arts International, and they were basically doing like national scouting across the US and more. And I was super interested, and for it to say that one audition is like an hour away from me is rare because I live in a small town. So I did a lot of research. I looked them up online, I looked at their reviews, I looked at videos on YouTube similar to what I'm making now, just making sure that it was a legitimate business and not some scam. And obviously every company is going to have like a couple here and there bad reviews, but every other single review that I saw online was like positive, and so that gave me so much hope and so much joy. So I talked to my mom about it, and she was also kind of unsure just because it was like, hey mom, I found this ad on Facebook saying that I could become famous one day if I work hard enough. And that parents always want to be like, yes, I support you throughout everything and anything, but she had to do some research of her own too, just so she could feel happy and like safer about it, I guess you could say. So we both did research on it together, and I told her that I would feel more comfortable with her coming with me, and then later on we figured out that she had to come with me anyway because I was a minor at the time. So it worked out perfectly. The audition was held at a hotel that is close to where I live, and you were required to bring a parent or guardian with you if you were a minor, aka under 18. And I was 17 at the time, so yes. But you had to bring a parent or legal guardian, and you had to bring identification, I believe. And then you also had to fill out like their own registration forms, which weren't really that hard. And my mom also helped me, which was great, so thanks mom. Yeah, so then after that we kind of just waited around for the auditions to start, and they had like the younger kids go before us. And okay, well, here, let me back up. They have categories that you audition for. So they have the categories of, it was dancing, modeling, singing, TV commercial, movie, and monologues. So I chose to go more on like the singing side because if you know me, you know I sing. If you're here on this YouTube channel, you know I sing. So yes, I chose to go more towards the singing aspect of it. But then I also figured out that I could do another one, so I chose the TV commercial side of things, and I ended up doing I can't remember what TV commercial script I read. I think it was like Pepsi or something. Yeah, I did like some little TV commercial script or whatever for my audition, and I sang a slower version of Toxic by Britney Spears. But yeah, so there was a bunch of age groups and the categories for each age group. So they usually let the younger kids go first, and then they would work our way up to us, and then the people above me as well who are older than me. There was a wide range of ages. People were like 4 years old to like, or I don't remember if they were 4. Don't quote me on that. They were young. And then there were some that were like older than me that were here for many different things, and it was amazing. But yeah, so then Kim was the one that was doing the auditions for my area, and she has a whole bunch of other people on her team too, but she is the owner of Arts International. She's the one who is like in charge of the company, and she makes it very well known that it is her show and nobody else's. It is her show that she like decides what she gets to do on it, and that is amazing that like she can have a company that is that helpful to people. So basically all of us went through and we did our auditions, and then she said like she would email us later after she eats her chocolate lava cake and pasta if we got a call back. And if we got a call back, then we would come back the next day and we would she would explain to us a little bit of what that meant. So after that, I was like feeling super good. I was like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I've never really done a lot of auditions like that before. My mom was feeling good. Everybody was just feeling good. It was great. I went back home that night, and I remember sitting on my couch, and I looked at my phone because I got an email notification, and it was like, Arts International callback information. I kid you not, I was sitting here on this couch. I stood up, screamed, and then I called my mom, and she was like sleeping, but I was like, Mom, wake up. I just got a call back. I'm so excited. I'm so stoked. And she's like, that's so great. I'm going back to bed. It was great though. She was so happy for me. I was so excited to go back and like be in that positive environment again the next day. So yeah, so we went back the next day, and she explained to us like the showcases, and that they have 2 showcases, which is one in Los Angeles and then there's one in Orlando. So the one at the time that was coming up next from my audition was the showcase in Los Angeles, and they have like this hotel that they recommend that you stay in, and they have like programs and stuff like that. And honestly, the hardest thing for my mom and I to consider was just the price of registration. I am not going to disclose the price of registration on here, but just know that like for us it was just a little bit hard. But Kim does a great way of explaining it to where if you think about it in the long run, that registration money is going to get you places. Like, she sets you up for success when you go to these events. She sits you down, she has you perform in front of these top line like producers and agents and all of these like wonderful colleges and everything like that. It's just the place that you want to be. So if you think about it in the long run, that registration fee it's not that bad, because you can't really expect to become famous for free, you know, like it's not a reality here. So yeah, for a while I just kind of accepted that it wasn't gonna happen, that I wasn't going to go to Los Angeles and sing in front of these wonderful people, just because of that money aspect of things. I honestly just felt like excited that I even got considered for a callback, let alone like being asked to go to Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying. I was just so excited for all of these things that were happening, and it was just wonderful. It was wonderful. So then after a while, I think a while went by actually, and I finally decided to post on Facebook that I was not going to be attending the Arts International Showcase in Los Angeles, just because of, like I said, money issues. But then out of nowhere, I got a wonderful angel sent into my life who really decided that it was something that I needed to do, and that was where I needed to be, was in Los Angeles with my kind of people, you know what I'm saying? Like their whole family took a big leap and donated that money that I needed for registration and even more, so that way I could have a good time in Los Angeles and like take this leap of faith, you know. I am still to this day shocked. Like, I can't even explain it. I was sitting in my classroom when I got called down to the office, and I was like, oh no, what did I do? And so I just remember going down there and seeing this particular person, and they come out, and I was like, why are you here? What's wrong? And they're like, we want you to go to Los Angeles, so we're taking out this amount of money for you, and we want you to make it happen. And I sobbed, like ugly sobbed, you know what I mean? Like, there's like, oh, thank you so much, like one tear, and then there's like, thank you so much. That was me. And I even had to clarify, like, with my principal, that it was not a sad cry, it was a happy cry, and it was like a, wow, I'm leaving in 2 days type of a cry. So I had to keep in mind that I needed to be in full gear, like, you know what I mean? I had to get rolling if I wanted to make it there. I emailed them ASAP, and I was like, is there any way that I can pay you this registration money now and get on a flight and get there? And the people there were so understanding and so willing to work with me that it was so nice, and I still like in awe of how kind these people there are to you. And so they accepted me, and I booked my flight. My mom and I got all this stuff ready, and like you had to have headshots printed, and so we went and got those printed. And we printed off our like itinerary or whatever and everything. Like, we got everything done within like 2 to 3 days. I can't remember. I think it was like maybe 3. It was crazy. I had never been on a plane before this, keep in mind. And so this was in December, and we got on our flight that morning, and in Fargo, North Dakota, and they have like baby planes there, like small planes, and it was very windy, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna die, this is it. It was scary, but it was amazing at the same time. And we finally landed in Burbank, California, and the mountains there are beautiful. Like, if you've never been to Burbank, California, go. Go. It's so amazing. I can't even explain it. So yeah, we made it there. We went a day earlier than the showcase. I can't even think today. Than the showcase. We went a day earlier, just that way we could have like a night of rest and everything like that. So yeah, we went a day early. We got settled into our hotel. Yeah, we just hung out, had some fun. And then the next day was Wednesday, and that was registration day. And so they had it, since there was like so many people there that needed to be registered, they had it in separate times. So they had like registration for last names starting with A through L or whatever, you know what I mean, starts at this time. And then they had like a few like other meetings or whatever you want to call them, like classes scheduled, and then it would be like registration for last names ending in or starting in M through Z, you know, like, you know what I mean. So it was a long process of getting registered, but it was so worth it and so much fun. I got to meet so many new people, and a lot of people that were from my area too, which was kind of surprising. I didn't even know these people beforehand, but yeah, it was amazing. And that was also the night that I sang, was on Wednesday night. So just me going from a little town of 400 people and then flying all the way to Los Angeles, California, where it's like this compared to my little like town, was very crazy for me. And then to sing in front of these wonderful people, and even Kim herself was crazy for me, because they were all rooting for me, and it was just so comforting to have like that second family. So yeah, I sang Make You Feel My Love by Adele, and then they had tons of people that were singing. So the singing one lasted like all night, basically, Wednesday. And then Thursday was the callbacks and also acting day. Yes, sorry, I have to like replay it in my head. It's been a while. It is now June and this happened in December. So yeah. So Wednesday was singing day, and then Thursday was callbacks day, basically saying like, this is a group of people out of each category that these producers would like to hear from again because they like them a lot. And then also acting, but I'll get into that. So from the singing category, I made it in the singing category. Sorry. And there was only 12 people out of like, oh, sorry, jeez, I'm like shaking the table. There was like only 12 people out of like, I think there might have been at least like 150 people that sang that night. It was crazy. And only like 12 of them got chosen for a callback. And I was blessed to be one of the 12, and it was crazy. Like, I'm still like, it was crazy. It was like a complete culture shock for me. I was like, from this small town girl who only sang in like church and the talent show to like singing on stage in front of these important people. It was crazy for me. So yeah, I got that news, that wonderful news that I got a call back and that these people would love to hear from me again. And so you had to sing the same song, the same amount. You only got to sing 1.5 minutes of whatever song you chose. And so yeah, I had to stick to the same song. And also that day it was acting day. So I had signed up for TV commercial, film scene, and singing. Those were my 3 categories that I chose. So yeah, I sang Make You Feel My Love, and for my film scene, it was like, it didn't have a name. It was just like a back and forth conversation between like a mom and a daughter. And then the TV commercial was for Shoe Carnival. That's what I did mine on. And it was so much fun. I loved it, honestly. But yeah, and so then Friday was like classes and like hangouts and blah blah blah. And there was more stuff that day too. I believe that was like the modeling day and stuff like that. But your girl is not a model. We did not sign up for that. And also, if you wanted to sign up for more, you had to pay like $50, I think it was, but don't quote me on that. All I know is that they have a certain amount of categories that you can sign up for, and then after you sign up for that amount, then you're done. You can only choose that many. I believe it was 3, because I signed up for singing, TV commercial, and film script, or film scene, whatever. So I think if you wanted to do like 4 categories, you had to pay an extra $50 or something. So yeah, so they did modeling that day, and it was so cool. Like, all these people had like there was like a creative runway and a theme runway, and it was so cool. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain. I wish I could have gotten pictures, but I couldn't. That was like against the policies or whatever, just because there were like minors in the room. You weren't allowed to take pictures and you weren't allowed to take videos. If the families wanted to, they could get professional pictures and like videos and stuff from Arts International's photographers and videographers themselves, but we were not allowed to take videos ourselves, which is understandable, honestly. So yeah, and then Saturday was the callbacks day, like the major callbacks day, not just like minor ones. So they had like a system set up here. So if these producers and agents and stuff wanted to contact you or like get to know you a little bit more, they would put their name on your callback list, and then we each got our callback list that day or that morning or whatever. And if you had 0 to 4 agents or producers on your callback lists, you got to go into what they called open callbacks. Open callbacks is where everybody swarms into one room and tries to talk to, like, they had tables set up for each individual producer and agent, and everybody would like line up and talk to these producers and agents and stuff like that about what they wanted to talk about, and like contact information and blah 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 blah. So that's what that was. If you got 5 or more agents or producers or whatever, you could not attend open callbacks because you kind of got like an advantage, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then like the people who got 0 to 4 could not attend closed callbacks, vice versa, you know what I mean? So I ended up getting 2 1 agent and 1 producer that sent me a callback, and then I got 2 colleges that were interested in me, which was the New York Film Academy and the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. They were both like crazy to even think about, because the New York Film Academy has a college in Los Angeles and a college in New York, and the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts has one just in New York. So that was crazy just to even think about, like, whoa, these colleges far away from my little small Hickville town over here is interested in me. So yeah, I went and I talked to those that agent and that producer that was interested in me, and we had really good conversation, and they gave me very good feedback that I have like worked around and stuff like that in my brain and how I sing now, and I'm so excited for the next one in Orlando, which is like a couple weeks away, which is so crazy. I'm so excited. But I'll get into that in a second. I'm getting way ahead of myself. But, oh yeah, I remember where I left off. So that was the end of Saturday. Saturday was like the callbacks day and everything like that. Now Sunday was worship and like the award ceremony and like closing the showcase, you know. But I decided at the beginning of the week that I wanted to be in the gospel choir, which was the best decision that I have ever made. Like, it stretched my vocals to a completely new level that I didn't even know that I had inside of me. A wonderful man named Matt was the leader of our gospel choir, and he taught us, I believe it was 4 or 5 new songs. I can't remember. I would have to look at my playlist because I downloaded all of them. But yeah, he taught us all of those songs within that week span. And we practiced every single night for like an hour or 2. I can't remember. But it was so much fun, and I got close to like this group of people. It's amazing what they can do. It's like, I'm not kidding when I say that they're your second family and you've only known them for a week. Like, that's how close you get to these people. So we sang early morning on Sunday for worship, and it was so blessed. Like, I cannot explain the amount of joy and happiness and like worship that you could just feel in this room of people. Oh, people were like standing up and like just going for it, and it just made my heart so happy. And we were all standing around a piano just singing. Oh, it's so good. And then later on we had like a break, and then later on we had the awards ceremony where like Kim and all these people and like the colleges came up and awarded like scholarships and like best actor, you know what I'm saying? Like, there was different categories for the awards. I got blessed with 2 awards, well, 2 scholarships. One was a scholarship for the New York Film Academy, which was $10,000 a year to go to their school. Holy, I cannot believe that. That was crazy. The amount of shock on my face and my mom's face when they called my name up for that was crazy talk. Like, I can't even explain it. And then I also got the same scholarship, $10,000 a year, for the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts. Wow, you know, like when you're blessed with such an opportunity like that, you instantly are like compelled to take it. And after the award ceremony was over, I was so sad. I was like, I don't want to go home. This is like my second home now. What is going on? And everybody just eventually like went home, got on their flights, wherever, you know, and I went home. It was so amazing. Like, that's an experience that I will never ever forget, and I will tell my children in the future, because that is so fun. And I do plan on attending the Arts Orlando showcase in a couple weeks, June of 2019, and it's gonna be crazy. I'm probably going to audition for the same categories just because those are what I'm comfortable with and what I feel most confident in. I'm not gonna tell you what song I'm singing, that's a secret. But I plan on that. And then also Kim, like I said, the owner of Arts International, she also had awards at this award ceremony where she gave like full ride scholarships for these people to come back to the next showcase for free, like free registration. And she's just that person. Like, when you walk into a room and you see like one person, that's Kim. Like, that's the one person that you see, because she is like got this bubbly personality that you can't like mimic that. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You can't have another Kim in the world. It's so crazy. But I was also blessed with that scholarship as well, so I don't have to pay for registration this time going to Orlando, which is such a blessing. I feel like I've said blessing at least like 700 times, and there's gonna be like a count going in the comments or something, I don't know. But holy, I feel so overwhelmed with like happiness because of this company. I have nothing bad that I could possibly say about it. It's just, oh my gosh, I'm out of words. It's so good. If you have questions though that I didn't touch on here, feel free, if you have my contact information, to message me and ask me about it, because I will help you with it. Or if anything, you can probably just Google Arts International and they will help you from there. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm probably just gonna insert some like super cool pictures or whatever. If I haven't done it in the video, it'll be like a little montage after the video. So I super trooper hope that you guys enjoyed, and thank you guys for being with me on this roller coaster of my life, and just supporting me through all of my super cool and crazy dreams. I want you guys to know that I have decided to take the scholarship from the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts, and I will be attending their school in the fall, studying film and television studies. So I'm moving to New York. So thank you guys again, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.